Kind of sticking with that formation mindset, stacks and bunches. These are a great way to force defense to adjust their coverage, right? Where they can't just line up and pick on you. You are now dictating what they do. All defenses have a type of calls. The minute you get in a stack or bunch, it usually makes those corners, those Sams, right, those safeties dropping down in coverage a little bit uneasy, because now you can create natural rubs and picks using those stacks, okay? They got a lot of different calls usually in those stacks and bunch sets where they want to box the bunches, they want to lock it, they want to lock in combo, or they want to cloud it, okay? And like what it says here, there's more freedom for receivers to release off the ball. So you're taking the stress off your receivers by just adjusting the formation. Okay, here's a bunch set to the field. So now it's a zone look, right? It's not the play that I'm trying to talk through. It's just the mindset of getting in a bunch, getting our number one receiver, okay, a free release on an Omaha route, and now another one of our receiver is the point man in this bunch working over the ball. But again, it just frees up space to release, right? You're not making your kids always release first press on third down. Here's a bunch set. Now we took our slot receiver and put him as the outside receiver to run a switch release sail. Creates leverage on his route just by the formation. Nothing fancy about the play. We're running flood. Everybody in America runs this play. But are you just always running it with your number one receiver? Okay, we took our number one receiver, we put him as the number two. Took our number three and put him as the number one to run a base play. Again, forces the defense, stacks and bunches, to make calls, to declare their coverage, to check, solve problems with formations to get your best players the ball. Don't add more plays. Add more ways to attack the defense using formations and formation adjustments. Now a receiver does not catch the ball, but again, we're working a stack to the field to get a switch release on a mesh play. If we didn't play the back, our number one receiver to the field is our number two in that read. Here is just a bunch, little zone read. Get our best players the ball. Feed the studs. We want to make sure that we're not just always giving tight ends opportunity on those zone read arrow routes, that we can use receivers in bunch formations to get them involved. Yeah, you might say it's a 4-yard gain. It's a touch to a kid that wants the ball, right? You all know what it is when kids come off the field and give me the ball, coach. Well, yeah, most of the time they're right. It's your best player saying that. If it's not your best player saying it, you might have a little problem, but I don't mind confrontation with kids wanting the football, because usually the ones that are saying it are the ones that have earned it. All right, so here we just got to a stack set, got a free release on a 4-step speed out. Now, I don't know what it would have looked like in a spread look. I'm sure that corner would be pressed just like this Sam linebacker is, which he would have to convert his route. We work the boundary, which would have been totally fine. But the stack set gets the off coverage, okay, that we're looking for to convert the down. Okay, motions. I love motions. Don't like them, I love them. It allows you to disguise intentions with your routes, okay, with your schemes. Creates mismatches just by going from right to left or left to right, or short motions. It forces the defense to recount. Whenever you can make defenders talk, it's good. It's good. Make them talk. Make them point. All it does is takes their eyes off the line of scrimmage. And it solves problems without creating new schemes. Right? Again, like I said before, I want to solve problems with motions and formations to get our players the ball. Not necessarily a bunch of new schemes that they got to learn throughout the week. I'd rather them learn a new formation and know that we call this play flood, and they know what that means, and teaching buzzwords and teaching concepts than have to learn a bunch of new schemes. So motions are a really good way to feed the studs. Here's right here. Fast motions have been a really big fad in football the past 2 years. Okay, this is another way. Just again, this little ticky-tack motion to run a smash concept in the boundary created no communication by the defense, and allowed our best player, one of our best players, to get wide open on a corner route. And we're calling a base play. We're calling wide cross with just a smash variation in the boundary. But that little motion created confusion from the defense. Okay? Motions. Here's a fun motion. Again, similar one that you just saw the tight end do. We're running just a little quick naked where we got a single into the boundary. We're sprinting out to the field. All we're doing is run just a sail concept. But again, that motion, guys don't talk on defense. Allows wide open players to one of our best players. And this isn't a new scheme. We're calling the same scheme. We just add a little motion to it. It's amazing how you can dictate stuff as an offensive player and offensive coach just by emotion. I mean, every defensive guy I ever talked to, it's not the tempo anymore. It's the multiple tempos. It's the multiple formations and motions and shifts that guys don't want to see. Why? Because their kids got to talk on that side of the ball. And us on offense, it's the same play. It's just a different way to run it. Same thing. Feed the studs. How do we do it? Let's switch release using motion to get him now matched up on a safety or a Sam linebacker. Now, this is an incomplete pass, but I want you to see just what a little short motion does. Again, confusion, top hat, whatever call they're making. You got him, I got you. We got a pretty free release on a press corner to run a go route. And all we're doing, we're running our mesh. I mean, this is, if you watch UTSA football, we run this play all the time. But just that little ticky-tack short motion allows for a one-on-one, allows for, gives confusion to the defense, to us to at least get an opportunity down the field with one of our better players. Here's a motion, just a little zigzag back and forth motion to run snag. Third down, think players, not plays, just to create confusion. This also kind of gets to a bunch set, right? They're locking coverage. They're having some discussion in the back end. Allows us to get a free receiver on third down. Again, motion, communication. It's hard to communicate fast with quick motions. I mean, it's not revolutionary play. We're just running a little rub route. But use the motions to get your best players the ball. Remember, this is all about feeding the studs. You've seen our best three receivers catch the ball on every single clip of this. And it's not revolutionary plays. Everybody runs the same stuff, but how many different ways can you do it to get your kids to execute? Formations, motions. Those are all ways to get your best players the ball.